Hello, welcome back.
Hello, Mover. How are you?
Welcome back to the Mover and Gonky Show, the show that tests Gonky's endurance and strength and bladder every week.
This is valid, 100%.
2 hours straight every time, or more. Sometimes we do longer shows.
Dude, I got a fighter bladder, man. About an hour and 15, 20. It's time to go.
It's called.
I'm lucky. For most of the show, I can just walk away.
I mean, you're just a floating noggin. You could, whatever happens below the belt.
The perks of being a producer.
You're like Lord Zed or whatever from the Power Rangers. Just a floating head.
Never watched the Power Rangers. I'll have to go learn that reference.
Hi.
Hello, Mover.
Gonky, tell us your troubles.
Tell us about your past weeks, or other than you just.
No, I asked you first. I asked you. No, I sat here the whole time, changed shirts.
All right,
and I've been in sleep mode.
Well,
since then.
Well, it was a great week, America.
Happy birthday, America.
That's right. Everything was about America this past week, especially
all the flyovers.
I think, yes, we have exhausted the flyover, but no, probably not.
It's the normal budget.
Yeah, that's true. We just did an air nav over DC.
The flying hour program is spent.
That's right.
There's no more flying hours.
Yeah, everybody take the rest of the fiscal year off.
That's probably why this whole war thing got paused, because they're like, we got to bring all the jets back, do the flyover, then you got to go all the way back. Anyway,
that's true. That's
my conspiracy theory.
That's why people watch this show. It's for deepest intel like that.
Deepest, shallowest intel. This ain't the news or nothing.
No, man, it was good. Kind of a busy week. The weekend, obviously with 4th of July, a lot going on. My son, he rides dirt bikes. He wanted to do a little bit of racing. So they had a race up in Montgomery, and it was the day after July 4th. So the 5th.
That's how it works. Yes, that's correct. Those are
the
calendar. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Go on.
Anyways, my other buddy who also flew Hornets, and his son and my son get along good. We're just all going to go up as a group. It's a long drive, and we decided we were going to leave at 3 a.m. to get there when the gates open at 6. So, dude, we go. Yeah, dude. So we go to the 4th of July barbecue, come back, and of course my AC doesn't work in the house. And I had cleaned, like that day, I cleaned the coils really well because in Florida, dude, you got to keep your AC working, as in, you know, where you guys are too, Louisiana. Came over and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do we do? So, I mean, we got home at like 9:30 and I set my alarm for 2:30 to get up. So I'm like, that's it. We're sleeping in the motorhome. So I've started put the slide, but it's like 90 degrees in there because it's been baking all day. And man, me and my son tried to sleep and we're laying there sweating as it's cooling off. I don't know. We get like 3.5 hours of sleep, wake up, drive all the way up there.
What about the rest of your family?
They were in the motor. My wife and daughter were in the motorhome too. And yeah, dude. So I was like, when that happened, I was like, maybe this is a sign. I'm like, wait, I don't believe in signs. so like I said, went out there, I hooked the water up hooked it all up. It's been the lifeboat before. I felt bad though, you know, because I asked my wife, I was like, hey, she's like, yeah, she's like, we've done this before. So we go up there, have a great time, dude. But we end up getting like rained. Only half the race happened, then it got rained out. So drove all the way back, tired, dude. And then we got up this morning, and Rip actually my son had his second grade like evaluation with the county because he's homeschooled today. And man, like I thinking back, it's just a bad sequence of events because like he was tired. Like the last 3 days have been a blur. But he did okay. And then the AC guy came and I was like, oh my gosh, man, like I know this is going to be a big one. And lucky for me,
stay tuned to next week's episode to find out.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, you sweating. You look like the guys from Top Gun, sweating in the.
Oh, he's sweating. That's right. Yeah. So now, long story short, everything worked out. But man, it was a busy weekend. But what's crazy, I mean, I don't know how many people listen and care at all about riding dirt bikes, but that crowd is pretty rowdy when it comes to American patriotism. So it was really cool. there was a lot of America in the pits, which is awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Cool. So, and they even do an American hero class. So like if you're a firefighter, police, or a veteran, there's a race for free. They give you like a freebie, which is awesome.
How did that go?
I got second. So, which wasn't bad because I haven't ridden the track the way it is. So it was fun, dude. I don't go to, I just go to have fun. But how about you, Mover? Enough about me.
Well, what about Doug?
I can't say what I did this weekend without spoiling stuff for the other channel.
Well, I'm not. I mean, there's nothing to spoil. I mean, it's probably called advertisement at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
yeah.
I got to fly in a helicopter with Mover, which was really, really cool. I'm still getting my head around how cool it was.
And the Waffle House.
Well, the Waffle House is pretty cool too.
You guys flew to Waffle House?
No,
we should have done that.
That would have been awesome.
No, we're going to talk about that. People panic when you land helicopters in places they're not expecting.
Waffle House was all dressed up in patriotic attire. Our waiter had
face paint
in the shape of a flag.
Yeah, they actually have a firework waffle now,
which we did not order.
Didn't have. No,
too big.
No. Other than to sit here and wait for the show. Luna and I flew to my home stomping grounds. First cross country in the helicopter. Well, first overnight. Dude, it's crazy. I had not done a general aviation like overnight in 20 years, 25 years.
So you're not counting all the wonderful TDYs and detachments that we did.
General aviation, sir. That's the two words. Did you hear that part where it's general aviation? There's nothing general about flying a Hornet.
I didn't hear that.
Okay.
VA disability. Go on.
General aviation. So general aviation, which means not military or airline. But that was cool. Luna's first cross country. in the helicopter. She's a rock star as always. Spoiler alert. And then, on Saturday, got to take my stepmom, 75 years old, never been in a helicopter her entire life.
Has she flown?
Only on a commercial airliner. She'd never been in a small aircraft of any kind. So that was kind of cool.
Were you able to fly to? She lives in the country, right?
Yeah. Well, so you got land, but it's not cleared out. I guess it's not prepared. So, we found the operator / owner of the crop duster strip about a quarter mile away, and they let me land there.
Awesome.
Which was good because, first time, the problem with a Robinson specifically, they're low slung. So especially with this one, it's got pop out floats. So you don't want to go put it in high grass or whatever. And then next thing you know, it's rutted or whatever, and you got a dynamic rollover and everybody's having a bad day. So it's better to, crawl, walk, run. Doug and I spent some time working on the lawnmower. Hopefully in the future, I can cut out an LZ on my own property.
Make our own field.
We got buzzed by a Satabria by the guy, he's flying around, helicopter, and I'm like, dude, we're going to die. We're going to run into each other if you don't, because we're not on the same frequency. I didn't even know he was there. I just, we're going to land to pick up Doug, and I'm like, holy crap, there's a Satabria doing a low approach. That's awesome.
You got jumped.
Yeah, we got jumped. Visual lookout was not good. So, that was it, man. We came back on Sunday and put the helicopter to bed. Storms rolled in, and that's it.
Does it have a decent luggage area or a place you can carry a bag?
No, not even. It's got 4 seats, and so Luna takes up 1.5 in the back, and then my bags took up the other one, and then the front seat was unoccupied.
Okay.
So, honestly, dude, because I used to, when I was younger, I had a Glass Air. I was working for a contractor. I won't name him now. Almost did. But I had a Glass Air 1, and I was joking because the last time I took Doug flying, the flight after that was horribly catastrophic for me. So I was hoping he's not bad luck. Because, what was it? That was probably 25 years ago.
Was that the gear?
Yeah, it was the landing gear in the Glass Air. Because I'd flown to Eunice, took Doug for a flight, flew back, and then the gear had the problem. And so that was the last time I'd flown with Doug. Was that the last time you'd been in a GA aircraft, Doug? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. He's nodding for the podcast people at home.
I said yeah.
Okay. So I was like, man, dude, I hope it's not a trend. But honestly, man, it's got me thinking about getting into GA again. And that gets you, because I told Doug this, and I wish I could find the screenshot, because there was one moment on the way home, Luna put her head on between the seats, and she just had her head and her snoot facing this way. And I was like, man, we could only do this at 250 knots instead of 100. We could actually go somewhere.
Didn't you tell me it would have been quicker for you to drive?
100%. No, I did the math. That's actually, I bought a whiteboard, dude. And I was like, man, this will be my first use of the whiteboard, because I could do the math. But if you if you do door to door, right? If you do from the moment I leave my house to the moment I arrive at my destination, it's anywhere between a half hour to an hour faster to drive. And with a 250 knot airplane, that number only comes closer to being even, because the problem is it's just like flying commercial, right? You got I live actually fairly close to an airport. When I used to fly out of the little grass strip, it was like a 45-minute drive. Now it's 20 minutes. So 25 minutes, you get to the airport, 30 to 45 minutes to get it ready, load everything up, and then you take off. It's only an hour and 20 minutes en route, but you've just burned 50 minutes to get to the part where you're taking off, versus I could have already been making ground to get there. And then If you fly a fixed wing aircraft, now you've got, from the time I get to the airport, now it's another 15 minutes to get to the house. Somebody has to pick you up and you have to arrange transportation. Or in this case, the grass strip, which is only 5 minutes, but you've got the 15, 20, 30 minutes of buttoning down, putting covers on and making sure everything's good. So, and then we talk price.
You could have bought a lot of diesel and DEF.
Yeah. But cool factor, could I have taken Doug for a ride or my stepmom for her first ride and Luna and all that? Absolutely not. And the thing I was looking at, like, I've been really looking at like the Lancer 4P, and I know some people are like, well, why that? It is a dangerous aircraft for people that don't know speed. It has hurt a lot of people because it's faster and it's like T-38, right? If you get slow, if you don't handle it well, it'll bite you. And if you're not trained, you want to get training. But I've been looking at that aircraft only because of they say it's it's got almost 1,200 pound useful load. But
that's really good.
Yeah, and it's a 290 knot airplane up at flight level 240 with pressurization. And that was the difference for me, because I started looking at like Columbia's and they're not pressurized. So yeah, you get some speed, fixed gear, all that stuff. But dude, I can't fly non-pressurized with Luna. I'm not going to stick the cone over her head with the oxygen and all that stuff. You want something that's, she just hops in and goes. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at. If I even do anything, I'll be surprised. The helicopter, the only way a helicopter ever makes sense is if you have it in your backyard. If you have stuff. And in the video, we'll talk about, I've got the land back there. I was thinking about, building like a hangar barn dominium kind of place back there. But you build that, then you got no money for a helicopter. You just spent your entire budget on building something that now you have nothing to put in it.
Yeah. I've always been told, like, if you think airplanes are expensive, go get into helicopters.
Yeah. The only, like, the YouTubers and stuff, which we can talk about if we get into the FAA stuff. Cletus McFarland and Roman Atwood and Heavy D. So Heavy D started this. He bought a BO-105. He sold it to Roman Atwood. It's experimental. And then Cletus bought a certificated BO-105, which is really nice with air conditioning and all that stuff. That's what you want, dude. You want, because the R-44 I fly has the autopilot. Dude, you have to. Like, for a cross country, it's a must. Air conditioning and autopilot. Those would be my two musts, especially in Louisiana.
Does the 44 have AC?
Sure does.
Really?
Sure does. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's almost mandatory down here in South Louisiana. Otherwise, you got to fly with the doors off. And then for sure, Luna couldn't go. But that BO-105, it's twin engines, so that's two C-20s that you're having to overhaul. That's 80 gallons of fuel of Jet A that you're burning. It ain't cheap, man. If you can afford the initial cost of ownership, the operating cost will get you on the other side. And then insurance, you're talking, if fixed wing is, between, I don't know, 5 to 7 or whatever on the high end, 10 to $20,000 a year for insurance is kind of where you're looking at a helicopter. So the math does not math. And Doug and I were talking about this. Remember, Doug, we're like, you don't do it because if you have to ask, you shouldn't do it. You do it because it's fun. It's a
fun, cool, convenient, not economical.
No. But anyway, yeah, that's a long spiel about that. But it's educational. Some people don't understand.
That's cool, man. I love GA because that's where I think that's where I started.
Yeah, me too.
That's where a lot of people. There's two types of fighter pilots I've ran into, like the kind that have always loved aviation and airplanes, and there's the there's the types that are like, well, my senior year, I was like, what do I really want to do? You know, and
Yeah.
they fall into it and happen to be awesome at it. Right. But yeah, man, GA, I started off as a civilian pilot when I was 18 years old. And I think it's awesome, man. You know, not very many people on Earth have the skills or the license to fly. And I would argue, I think you'd agree with me, general aviation aircraft take a lot. I think they take a lot more actual airmanship to fly safely.
100. You know, I was just literally just thinking about, I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking about that as I'm going cross country, right? It's bringing back all the memories.
Oh,
because the helicopter's not IFR. You know, you can't, they're not, even though it could be, I mean, not could be, legally it cannot be, because it needs some things that it doesn't have. Physically, with an autopilot, Garmin 750 and all, like, I could fly approaches all day long in that thing, better than the T-38A,
right,
which was. But what, like, the considerations I had on both ends of the trip, you know, like, hey, I need to get higher, I need to get lower, there's clouds, I can't fly through the clouds, I can't fly around the clouds depending on what airspace I'm in. Stuff that we never thought about as fighter pilots, because we're like, dude, I need lower. Okay, you know, what do you want? 240. Okay, 320 non-RVSM. Let me get up above it. Like, you don't, when you're flying around at 2,500 feet, that's where the scattered layer starts, right? So you're like, oh, I got to go lower. Oh, crap. Now it's like there's fog. You're like, oh, okay. You know, I hope this doesn't get, it's a lot more dangerous. And I think it's harder to be a VFR only pilot. And that's part of the reason why I was thinking like the faster, the Lance Air, stuff like that, is because I can get up to 240. It's not going to be above, but you can go around a lot more stuff when you got speed and altitude than you can when you're at low altitude putting around. And helicopter guys don't like to fly high. When I guarantee you, when people see my video and I'm like, yeah, I'm at 3,500 feet, they're going to go, why are you so high?
Right.
I'm like, well, because it's smoother up here.
Right.
Relative to 500 feet. I'm less likely to hit a bird, a tower, and ATC, which I use flight following when I go. They can hear you farther out than if you're down at 500 feet. So,
yeah. I mean, I was a civilian CFI and double I as well a long time ago. And dude, really, general aviation aircraft, I mean, they've come a long way in, gosh, 25 years or maybe even 30 years since I've done that. But you just don't have the performance, and you just don't have the systems that higher performance and larger airplanes have to get you out of a bad situation or to prevent you from getting into it. So you have to be proactive. Like, I remember calling like flight service on that free.
Oh yeah. Now you got ForeFlight.
Yeah. Right. So like, I mean, it's it really, especially on a cross country, if you're going like a legit cross country, it takes a lot more airmanship to do it in a PA 180.
100%.
So I mean, that's why it's fun. That part of it makes fun, because it's challenging.
Well, and deviating, you know, left or right of course for weather when you're VFR is a lot different than when you're like, hey, I'm just going to spin the heading bug, and oh look, now the marker line is around what the radar shows over here, you know, because your embedded radar is showing you where all the stuff is.
And you're doing 600 miles per hour, so it doesn't take you long to get around that, like 20 mile from when you're doing 80 ground in your little pipe.
Well, and fuel considerations, you know, I mean, the Robinson, I think it's 45.5 gallons of usable fuel, and it took a half a tank to get to Eunice. So when you land, right, Hornet, always fill it up.
Yes, like
it's always full.
No consideration for takeoff weight.
Yeah. When you start getting into GA, it's like, well, okay, do I fill it up? No, because I want, you know, Meemaw to be able to fly with me. Doug's, how much do you weigh? I still got stuff in the back. Totally different world.
Yeah.
Like that you forget.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I was talking to the controller. I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving 2,500, you know, because you're vacating altitudes and stuff. He's like, maintain VFR.
He's like,
nobody cares.
I don't care. Yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, watch out for the low-flying drones out there.
Yeah, I asked him, I said, hey, is that traffic clear? He's like, oh, yeah, no factor. I'm like, I'm leaving 2,500 for 1,500. He goes, okay, yeah, sure. It's nice. Thanks for that.
You guys, when you're flying military and commercial, you had ground support too. That was something I noticed when we flew over to get fuel. It's like you're on your own. Is there a ladder? Oh yeah, they're great. They left us.
Oh yeah, we went to Opelousas to get fuel, and pilots should not be allowed to refuel their own airplanes. I can tell you that right now.
That was not my point, but I made that observation.
It's that or the 16-year-old kid, man.
Yeah, well, I trust the 16-year-old over mover.
They didn't have a ramp rat.
No ramp rat. And then, of course, you're in the helicopter. And, of course, Papa in his, what was that, like a Champ or something? What was that airplane that comes taxiing up?
It was an L4, or it was a Cub with a paint job. It has
the old paint job, and he taxis up, and I'm like, okay, hey, we're gonna get out of here because I got to start the thing to move it. I can't, I didn't. And he's like mad at me I'm like, dude, just give me 5. Like that thing's burning like 1.4 gallons per hour.
Yeah.
You can sit for a minute while we get cranked up, but there's pressure, man. GA is a different beast.
It is, man. It is.
And they don't have to talk.
The errors last. Yeah, no, they don't.
It's the Wild West, dude. I mean, people get on you.
Talking.
Yeah. Like, I remember back when I was doing this, flying the Glacier, I went at that airport, I went beak to beak with a crop duster, not talking to anybody. Like, he just took the runway and took off as I'm on short final. I'm like, wow, okay, we're going to die.
I've had that happen too, man. It's like there's really no requirement. You don't have to,
It's all suggested. It's in the part of the FAR aim that's the recommended, not the requirement. Is it even the FAR aim anymore? It's CFRs now. Like,
is it? Yeah. It's like land on whatever runway you feel comfortable on.
Yeah, just do what you want. Do what feels nice. You know what though? I'd probably be coming up initial 1,500 foot, just coming to the break.
That's what you think though. I tried that in an Aero with my dad, and it was like. I was like, oh, this is way cooler in a faster plane.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what the kids at home have to say, because I've been neglecting them, unfortunately. Gonky, do that one, please.
Craig says, why don't we pronounce it meow? Meow. Thank you.
Gundam Blade says, evening, guys, and bad weekend. Lost power for 3 days in Pennsylvania. Wow, sucks, man. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
There you go, Gonky.
Carl says, my weekly.
That's Cal.
I said Cal. I said Cal.
You said Carl.
Did I say Carl?
You said
Doug?
Carl.
Doug, what'd I say?
What's the ruling, Doug?
I don't have a ruling on this one. It could have gone either way. It's like Cal.
Maybe my southern drawl. Sorry, Cal.
He's been in Alabama doing dirt biking.
Alabama.
Cal and the boys.
He inherited
Leonard Skinner this weekend, gents.
Yeah. Florida says, do we want to talk about the glaring omission of the Growler demo and the DC flyover? Oh, we've got some flyover talk for you.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Are they still grounded? Oh, they got to be.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
We haven't done the breaking news that they are now released to demo again.
They're not going to announce it for everyone's safety. They will not announce it.
Not till next fiscal year.
They're just going to show up somewhere so people won't be like, oh my God, hide your wife, hide your kids.
That's right.
Southern Jedi historian says, I got to see the flyovers on Friday. The kids were scared, but I loved it. I thought one of them hit the Washington Monument at one point, even through the crazy heat. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, they canceled. We'll talk about it. Thomas says, good morning, family. The temperature is 104 degrees today. Holy crap, it's Gonky.
That's funny.
LMAO. Zig says, happy Monday, boys. Mover, it was cool seeing all of your helo pics on Instagram the past few days. Storms up here were brutal this past week, Chicago area. Yeah. And dude, it rained. And so I'm like, oh, is it going to be okay? Because I'm a Corvette guy. If rain touches something, it's totaled almost immediately. So to go out there and check on it.
I put my rain tires on before I drive it today.
No, it's over. You lose half the resale value if you ever drive it in the rain. Garrett says, what's up, gents? Heading down to Picola next week for my flight physical. Any spots worth checking out? Hopefully better than Quantico. Love the show. Gonky's house.
Well, the museum for sure.
How are you with fixing home appliances?
Yeah. I got a whole laundry list of stuff to fix.
How do you like chores?
Yeah, and all my bikes are still kind of muddy. So yeah.
What was that place, that restaurant we used to go to? Did it close down? The Irish place?
Oh yeah, McGuire's. Yeah, that's a good. Go to McGuire's. And go to, obviously, the Naval Aviation Museum is phenomenal. Air conditioned and free. It's nice.
Told you. Cal says he says Carl every week.
Really?
Yeah.
God, man, what is wrong with me? It's terrible. Catch up.
Where do we begin? How much time do you have?
Catch up brain.
Sim Huey says habanero jack cheese is the super spicy cheese. Be brave. Feel it twice. Okay. All right.
Oh, that's funny.
Dr. Ferris says, saw a short years ago with a bulldog and a helicopter going low down a river, sort of Grand Canyon like. Anyone know the YouTube channel? Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. I don't know the name, but that dog passed away. Unfortunately, very sad, because I went down that rabbit hole too when I started flying with Luna, because I was like, I wanted to see how other people flew with dogs. Because everybody in the YouTube comment section is an expert, but I wanted to see what actual other people do. And unfortunately, I think maybe a year or two ago, the dog passed away.
Unrelated to the flying, right?
Yeah, just,
okay.
I mean, it was bulldog, you know.
Yeah, I know, dude. They are sad.
Yeah, very sad. Full Afterburner says, mover, you're rich enough to get back into GA. You should have heard our pre-show talk. Yeah, there are reasons. I'm devoid in one thing, but
correct. Give and take, man. Life is give and take.
Full Afterburner says, then have Scale Wings send you one of their P-51. Look, if they want to send me a P-51,
we'll review it.
I'll review 100%. The crap out of that thing. Yeah, I have a tail wheel endorsement. I haven't flown a tail wheel in, again, 25 years. But
these are semantics, dude. No problem.
Do you have a tail wheel?
How hard could it be? Put the rudder in and go.
Dude,
right?
I got my tail
wheel
DCS in a Pitts S2.
Really?
Probably the worst possible thing to get your tail wheel in. Short coupled.
That's pretty stout.
Yeah, what are they, like 8 feet long?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pitts S2, and then I flew the Giles 202, and then an Aranca Champ, and that's my tail wheel time. I got like 15 hours of tail wheel time.
So. Well, yeah, I don't, unfortunately. I did a little bit of tail wheel flying for my CFI. I did spin training in a super decathlon, but I didn't get the tail wheel endorsement out of it. I probably should have.
Thomas says 2,500 drones to make an Eagle, but we're shooting enemy drones with AIM-9s. Your thoughts? Those are different kinds of drones.
Right.
I think people have trouble with that, because I was, as I do, I was reading the comments of our jellyfish thing and my jellyfish thing. And people see that and they're like, oh, yeah, America's never seen drone shows before. And it's like, a drone show is not the same as a tactical drone. At the altitudes that we fly and the things that we do, they're different. They're just different enough. So, like, I got a drone sitting right here. It's not the same as something that's carrying a warhead, or something that can shoot back, or, you know, a loitering drone or something like that. So,
yeah, drone is like airplane. It could mean 747 or Piper Cub. Like,
right. So, I mean, yeah, if it's one of the bigger attack drones, the one-way drones, hell yeah, dude. Shoot what you got to get that thing not to be a threat to a civilian population.
Yeah.
Sharkbait says, Heli used AS355 Twin Star. Good grief. I need a lot more money than that. Not a lot more money. Doug, can you pull up a picture of that? Show Gonky what we're talking about.
Twin Star is, man.
Cal says, I would love to watch you guys fly in EAA. Well, if we had a couple of F5s or a couple of F-16s,
those P-51 things.
Scale wings.
Scale wings, yes.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Oshkosh, Gonky? Casper would like to know.
Casper, I have not been to Oshkosh.
And every year people ask me that, and I'm just like, until I have something, I'm not going to com air and then drive, right? You go to Oshkosh, you need to have some kind of presence. You need to show up, and I've never.
Here's my thing with Oshkosh, man, is I hear that it is like kind of a nightmare.
Busiest airspace in the country for those days.
Correct. So I want to go to Oshkosh one of these days, but I actually think I would probably have more fun if I just drove up there.
RV.
And,
Oh, really?
Way to go.
And took a look at everything because, dude, I just don't want to deal with all of the arrival procedures. And every year, unfortunately, there's, people bend metal up there. And I want to go to see the airplanes. I really don't want to be involved with the traffic jam.
The only way to go is, sorry, Doug, go ahead.
As long as you're not subject to RV envy, you'll be fine. I saw an RV with a chandelier there.
I think the only way to go is with a fighter, because then you're a superpower coming through.
But even then, man, there's been fighter guys screw it up, right? The F-16 guy ran off the runway, and they had the Super Hornet guy land with the tailwind and blow the tires and go off the runway. It's like the best you can do is not get fired.
Yeah. Yeah. I have stories about that from probably.
But I would like to go because it's pretty. I mean, a lot of GA. It'd be really cool to see. I like the old classic birds. I think they're beautiful.
You should figure out how do you get banned, because they've got a ban list.
We may be banned already.
It's possible.
Mover and Gonky of the Mover and Gonky show shall not.
Dude, today, Jim and I was asking it something, and it started quoting my own videos to me, not knowing that they were my videos. It was like, oh, check out this from the Mover and Gonky show. I was like, I'm Mover and part of the Mover and Gonky show. It's like, oh, it's so great to finally put
Are you serious?
Together. Yes.
He was literally blowing sunshine up your rear end.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, dude, you know what? ChatGPT doesn't talk nice to me like that. Maybe I need to switch to Gemini.
I mean,
you just need to get a paid sub.
I pay for ChatGPT.
Anyway, Robert says, your GA conversation, historic memories of my flight school time. I still have my Far Aim 1995 edition book. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Spider says, hi to Monday, free from no crown control. Oh, crown control because of America. Gundam Blade says, Mover, any updates on the Mustang application? The Mustang application is actually what got me thinking about the GA thing, because it's about the same price as an aeroplane, a really nice aeroplane.
Yeah.
But I submitted you're going in phases, right? So I initially said, okay, I'm interested. And then they sent me the non-disclosure, all that. You can't do specific things you can't talk about. Then they send you a form that's like, what color do you want? What are you all this? So I put it in. They still haven't told me a price yet. So I want to see where we go down this path financially. And then High Alpha Hooligan says,
friends of the show,
check your email. I did see it. I meant to talk to you about that, Gonky.
Yes.
But you've obviously been flailing.
Yes.
Gonky doesn't check email. Ever. Sardillo says, come to Osh. You can fly my Carbon Cub with an IP. Let's go.
Awesome.
You should take dude, you go up to Ohio for a month. Why can't you go to Wisconsin in the RV? Bring the family.
Yeah, I mean, I'm independently wealthy, and I just make stuff happen, dude.
I know where you can get an experienced RV co-driver.
Does this person know how to turn wrenches?
Dude, I was born with a wrench.
I love it, dude. One of these days, gents. Sorry.
Tic Tac's got my back says, have you ever been cruising along the North American continent in a Tic Tac and suddenly and violently realized you forgot what day in July it was? Gonky forgets what day in July it is most of the time, even in June.
Wait a minute. Dude.
Last week I said, see you guys next month.
I know. Like, next month.
What are you doing? What? Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
Next month is next month.
Yeah. Welcome back. Kevin says, Sake Cafe for dinner. Wow. All right.
In Pensacola.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay. Our pilot, can a drone make airspeed velocity with a coconut? Unladen. And then Dan says, is that an African or European drone? And then High Alpha Hooligans, thank you. I mean,
yeah, thanks, guys.
but that's probably from that other. Full Afterburner says Viper went off runway at Oshkosh, runway length. Was that Oshkosh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's because they took the short runway, right?
I don't remember the details,
It
man.
was, he said the condensation happened it was like the group commander.
I just remember when we went off in the grass, the nose wheel collapsed, and that intake sucked up all the grass, like the big fireball shooting out the back. Done.
The scariest Viper crash to me, non-fatal, that I've seen is, I think it was a Thunderbird in the family model. It went off the runway and flipped.
Oh, yeah.
And they were in that thing upside down in the dirt for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
While they got it upright.
Yeah.
No. EBGBs, man. No, thank you.
That's killed. I mean, that scenario has killed people, unfortunately.
Yeah, Doug confirms that it was 2011.
Alabama. I think it was a guard.
Alabama. Right? Alabama.
Bama.
Tiffany says, still watching the show, even though Casmo thinks I have an open marriage. Glad to report marriage is still closed. Shout out to Mark Johnson, Randolph, Massachusetts. Let's rewind. Casmo was a guest. It's the Mover and Gonky show.
Correct. We do have guests that are on rather,
right.
Wombat, Casmo, but yeah.
Right. The standard is not to have a guest. Our default setting is what you see here. Every now and then, though, we bring in guests because it's fun.
It makes things interesting. Yeah,
but just because the guest is controversial, if you will,
no,
doesn't mean that we are controversial, if you will.
Oh, our views are our own, and
that's right.
Yeah.
Let us be stupid by ourselves. Renee says, Gonky, I live 2 hours from Oshkosh. We have beautiful campgrounds.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, Wisconsin is beautiful in the summer.
Crisco says, do you adhere to the RV co-driver CRM?
Affirmative.
I have. Not usually when it's just the family, but if it's I have anybody else in there with me, why not?
Full Afterburner said, how'd the flip mishap happen? Well, what led up to it? Well, they went off the runway, and that's how you flip. Usually you eject. I don't remember what the cause was, but anyway, let's get to our topics because we've been here for 42 minutes and Gonky is giving me the stink eye.
No stink eye out of me.
Happy birthday, America. America has celebrated its 250th anniversary. And as part of the celebration, we have done all the flyovers up to when they went lightning within 5. And then they stopped doing flyovers in the evening. But they ended it with a B1. We're going to look at some of them, not all of them, because there's so many of them, and give our feedback, our favorites, if you will. Gonky, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was watching them this morning, and it's a parade of air power. And being a military pilot, I just think to participate in that would have been really cool. At the same time, I think it was probably a pretty stressful affair.
Did you see the ADS-B tracks, the flight aware? We might have that in the links, Doug.
No. I think it's cool though how they kind of included. I mean, there was, C-17s, KC-46, like
it was a deconfliction flag, and you can see like if you look at the ADS-B tracks, and that's only the ones that we're actually tracking. Like some of them are not part of that. They're the holds. I mean, it looked like worse than red flag. Like it like for some of those people, it was the most difficult sortie of the year, maybe their careers, compared to combat, which is also a deconfliction exercise too. But I cannot imagine.
That's a great point because, the larger the exercise in a large force exercise, actually, the more I care about staying in my altitude, like the admin of not hitting anybody, than I actually care about the tactics.
Yes.
And this event with so many airplanes and the fact that it's no kidding, the 250th, birthday, all the cameras on Earth are filming. It's like, dude, like all attention has to be towards deconfliction and safety. And like I said, I think it was probably, even though it would be really cool to be like, dude, I took part in that. At the same time, I am happy to sit back and watch it and enjoy it because I think it's pretty stressful for the flight. The wingmen were probably like, this is rad, but.
Well, I wonder, it would be cool to see a behind the scenes, like something to come out, because I want to see who was control. I'm sure they had some air battle managers in there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What I'm guessing is they're in stacks with their TOTs, and they have somebody, an air boss, that's going, okay, you guys go. P8s, you're next. Helicopters from the hold, point alpha. And then they had entry and exit points, because you need to have, it's just like red flag. You got to have a funnel point for the arrival and the departure. And
it's got to be organized.
Yeah. You can't just, hey, show up at this time. Because when we do like a flyover, it's kind of Wild West, right? We come up with our own hold point. We tell center what we're going to do. We show up at this time. And you've seen on this show where sometimes that gets goomed up as far as deconfliction, because remember the ATC where they had the T-38s rolling across. Now, Reagan was shut down during all this, which is the saving grace for all of it. But
thank goodness.
There's no way they could have done all that. But my hat's off to the coordination effort of this to get it done, because I mean,
you bring up a good point, because with different services involved, I mean, there does have to be a controlling agency, an air boss, right? You got somebody was the air boss, and that was probably the most stressful job to have. Because you're dealing with...
They had stars. Somebody with stars was the holding the hammer, and then somebody like an 06 was probably...
The stars sheep was...
Right there.
If this goes sideways, you're fired.
I mean, that it's seriously, because the rest of it was awesome. And they were doing it everywhere. So it wasn't just DC. We're going to show here in a minute, but they were doing New York. New York had foreign demo teams,
amazing,
which is some really cool stuff there. Philadelphia had some stuff. South Carolina, I think pretty much everywhere that had a base did something. I mean, I don't know about New Orleans. I don't know if New Orleans did anything. I didn't hear about it if they did. I wasn't in New Orleans for the weekend anyway, but I know Carswell did some stuff for their F-35s, and they even did demos. So there's a couple of demos we'll look at. One being the F-35B, but one being the Super Hornet demo, which
that was rad.
Noticeably absent, though, as one of the commenters has suggested earlier in our show. There were no growlers.
No growler demo. They're like, nope. Listen, you guys can't fly formation and you can't demo. So those are two things we need at this 250 celebration. Just kidding, Pale.
Yeah, we're sorry, not sorry. All right, Doug, roll the tape. Let's see what the first one. This one was.
This is awesome.
I picked the flag.
This was the French demo team, right?
I think this is the Red Arrows doing the flag.
Okay, Red Arrows on this one.
Oops, got to get that out of there. I had to get rid of the music.
Look at that, dude.
Doing an American flag with a foreign demo team is awesome.
It's rad. And then the boats down there with the water cannons going.
And then with the turn.
Yep.
This isn't the one where somebody starts rolling, right? Oh, look at the World Trade Center in there.
I can go grab that one.
Yeah.
I'll do that one next.
That is awesome.
That is incredible.
There is, let me find it. There's a
one thing I noticed, Mover, watching the yeah, go ahead, play it, dude. I'll
No, that's a still.
Hey, that's a beautiful shot. But the thing I noticed about the Red Arrows, and I didn't know this, if we get Tim Davies back on the show, I'd have to ask him, but they fly with the speed brakes out a lot. Did you notice that?
You know why? It's probably to keep the power up.
Right. And that's what
you keep it spooled up.
Yeah. Because like some of the other clips that we thought about having on the show, we might play it later, but like, no kidding, man, the speed brakes are out. Yeah, this is my favorite right here.
This is mine too. I mean, the
rolling
solos over the
The
red, white, and blue.
That's the French, right? Is that the French demo team?
99% sure it's the French, yeah. But there was no attribution on the video.
That is, dude, that is awesome.
Well, we appreciate
they're not
that.
red.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you.
Doug, do you have the F-35B demo?
I got a lot of F-35B hovering. Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, that one.
Let me find it.
It's
over the Potomac, the F-35B, and everybody loved it. All of, Twitter, Facebook, that's like everybody's talking about America. It's the coolest thing ever. I think it's a testament to how much money we've wasted on this machine. This does you no good in combat. Great. Thanks.
Dude, it pains me.
You can't fire off a missile from this position. It's not Die Hard.
So, like when I watch this, it's the same. It's like my mind starts going the same way as when I watch a NASCAR race. I'm like, is there going to be a crash in this corner? Like I keep waiting for the fan to fail and boom, the ejection.
Yeah, the auto ejection where it just throws him out randomly.
Yes, because maybe the Harrier has conditioned me for this, but I'm like you. I'm like, what is the point of this? Like, I mean, is it cool? Yes, but like you said,
okay, with the gear up, it's a little bit cooler than with the gear down. With the gear down, you're like, it's like when the helicopters with the landing gear, they got the gear down. It's like, you can't look cool with the landing gear down. I'm sorry. It's just not a thing.
I mean, it's got the barn door open. And
there you go. Retract the gear, but now he's got to start moving forward.
Like you said, how much money did we waste on that model? And how
much cooler could the...
Yes. How badly did that model hurt the A model and the C model? A lot, I think.
Send all hate mail to Gonky.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marines. Sorry.
Doug, which one you got next?
How about the pass-in review of the Navy fixed-wing planes?
Yeah.
I liked how the Navy started the demo.
Minus the P8. It's a 737, man. I cannot get excited about a 737.
I'm talking about the fast jets.
I think that's what this is.
Yeah, it is. This is cool.
To salute to America 250, our next flyover here is the United States Navy fighter fleet in review. You'll see FA-18 Rhino aircraft and two F.
I love how they called them the Rhino.
Well, that's what they're referred to as, sir.
Yeah, but the official term is Super Hornet.
Most lethal carrier-based strike fighter aircraft in the world, the FA-18 Super Hornet, nicknamed the Rhino. Also in the
nickname mover.
Nicknamed the Rhino? But they called it the Lightning II instead of the Fat Amy.
You should have said nickname Fat Amy.
Yeah. The Battle Penguin.
The Battle.
I wonder what the Navy calls them.
Fat Amy.
I will say the Navy F-35C looks better than the Air Force F-35A.
You think so?
Yeah.
See,
the bigger wingspan helps her more proportional.
Less girthy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rad. Look, the demo peels off right into it, man.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
And then they start the demo, and the demo itself was pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is so cool here.
Can you imagine? I mean, you were a demo guy. Can you imagine doing that demo for 5 minutes in D.C. or around the Washington Monument?
No, dude. I wonder how much practice they got. I mean, they did.
They were practicing, right? Wasn't that the whole story? Is during the week? Doug, do you have the one where it's the B1? Oh, is this the demo?
Oh yeah, there she goes.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Team America.
Why would you want growlers when you can have this?
I know. Well, hey, you know what I meant to say? It's odd. He's got a centerline tank on there, so that's not the demo configuration.
Yeah, you think it was a fuel thing, though, from where they were launching, so they would have...
Maybe, but I've never seen a demo with the centerline tank from the Navy. I mean, Boeing has done it to prove that the airplane is agile with tanks and they put AMRAAM on it, done the air show. But in the Navy, it was always the demo configuration was clean. So I think you're right, Mover. I think, they took off from Virginia Beach. They wanted to make sure they had the gas, but the airplane does perform differently, even with an empty external tank. But that's the first time I've seen the Navy do a tactical demonstration in the Super Hornet anyways, with the centerline tank.
I wonder how much. So we talk about the control tanker support.
Oh,
because you got to imagine a lot of these, if they weren't part, obviously there's some of them were part of the flyover, but if they weren't part of it, you need tankers to, if there's weather, which there was, if there's, hey, we only can go back to certain places, we need tanker support. I bet you the tanker support was pretty big deal.
Yeah, they probably had a couple of tanker tracks out there, and hey, if you need gas, go get it. But I mean, when you think about it, so what if there's a delay? If you're the air boss, it's like that changes the timing. But go time is probably set.
So because they put out the schedule, and it was like every 30 to 45 minutes, starting from 1 o'clock till midnight to the last B1. Doug, what's this? This is the B1?
B-52s.
B-52s. It cracks me up in that they made the B-52 the wingman.
That's
Barksdale.
That's cool.
This isn't. Is this from the 250th?
Pretty sure.
That's pretty cool. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, they're forming up on other airplanes over there to the right.
Yeah. There's one of the flyovers was the B-52 with the B-1 and the B-2.
Got that.
And the B-2's leading, and the B-1 struggling in formation, and the B-52 is just locked in.
That's not it. Hang on. That's the
tankers. That's the heavies.
Tankers,
yeah, those are the heavies, man.
That's C5.
There's a C-17.
Yeah.
We can play that one if you want.
Sure.
I'll play it.
Play that while we look for the other one.
That's cool, man. That's a cool shot. C-17, then the old Pegasus, right? Is that the C4 KC-46?
Yeah. Okay, it's the boom still attached.
The boom's still on it, yeah.
That's good. No one's ripped it off. Now we're talking real tanker here.
The old Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
Still, dude.
We need a KC-10 though.
Yeah.
What do I need? Doug, do you have the Apaches? So it wasn't at DC, but it was in the spirit of the America 250.
Which one would you like first?
I don't. The one from the beach. Actually, the one from the beach and then the one from the cockpit. Let's do those two. Look at this thing, dude. Not the music.
There's that music again.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Watch. So if you were in a teetering rotor system, you just chopped off your tail right here. Fully articulating. Life is good. Apache's awesome.
That's cool, dude.
The pop up, cool. The bunt.
Yeah.
And dude, they get pretty low. Like there's some other angles where they're
500 feet.
No, they're not 500 feet.
They look 500
less
feet to me,
than
Mover.
5 feet.
That's about
there
500
you go.
feet.
There you go, right there.
It's hard to tell how high you are above water.
We're about to start water skiing.
Corrosion control is not happy right now, man. The
Dude, that's a real thing. Yeah. Those rotor blades will get corrosion on them.
I know. Dude.
Alex says they had an E2D up as the air boss for the DC flyovers. No kidding.
Wow.
Here you go. Doug, play this one. This one's awesome. Look at that. This is like a drone.
Almost looks like DCS, doesn't it?
When I first saw this, I thought it was. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way this is real.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Withy has just texted me and said, y'all should have seen all the tankers orbiting around DC on the 4th, just like I talked about.
Yeah.
Nobody kicks ass without tanker gas.
Yeah. I wonder, unless they had pre-planned tanking going on, but I mean, a lot of different airframes, man, like different, loiter capabilities and stuff. I just, the planning had to be pretty substantial.
Yeah. You're not showing the Army, troops marching down. There was some Navy stuff in like the Hudson and stuff like that, but having the demos, and one we didn't show was the Heritage demo at the beginning, the older aircraft as well.
Doug, find Air Force One, the opener.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites. That plane is beautiful.
It is. My question for you two, if you guys watched, like, what was the there was another 74-8 with no paint on it that had Raptors on its wing that also participated in the flyby. Is that the second Air Force One that they're still building? And then they had the X Air Force One 74 flyover too.
So it's one is the bridge and one is they're training off of.
Okay.
Right. So they've got the one that's going to be the bridge aircraft until the new Air Force One is
Which
full
is that
up.
one.
Right. And then there's a training aircraft that they're using in between, from my understanding. Because they obviously don't just fly with one, they've got multiple.
Right, just in case they have maintenance issues. But yeah, Doug, it was a longer video. It was when we were looking at topics. It's one of the longer videos, but like the first 3 flybys, it was like the one that we just saw, Air Force One with the paint job on it. And then it was like a 74-8 with no markings on it. And then there was the VC-25, the old Air Force One, which I like the new paint job, but the old paint job is awesome too. And
they flew this thing to Rushmore.
They for photo op?
Yeah, there's a Rushmore flyby with it too.
Oh, dude, yeah.
This thing was getting some air miles this weekend.
Dude, listen, it's got to get. They're testing it out, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's part of the shakedown.
Well, you're dealing with weather, you're dealing with airspace, you're dealing with all the things that pilots hate. Is this it, Doug?
No, that's the one they already had.
Yeah.
I was looking for this one, which is also not the one you were talking about, but we did mention it earlier.
Oh yeah. This is a cool one. I like this one. The bomber and fighter flyover.
Did the B-21 show up, or was that just somebody mistaken a B-2?
I don't think it showed up, man.
Yeah.
The B-1's doing all right. I guess maybe a little sucked.
Dude, it's crazy. You're like B-52 is huge, and then you see it next to a B-2 and a B-1. You're like, those things are huge too.
Yeah. And there's an F-16 in there in that little speck.
World's greatest fighter.
That's
A-10.
cool.
I love the A-10 is in there because it's like,
dude,
you cannot stick it to the man more than flying an A-10 over DC on the 250th after they've been trying to get rid of it forever.
Yeah, 100%. And dude, he's been in mill power all day.
Yeah. They're like, what speed can you fly?
Yeah, slow down,
the
guys.
flyover speed.
Yeah, exactly. We would go faster.
He's the reason the B-1 wings are sticking straight out.
Probably, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Have we beaten this horse to death, or is there anything else I'm missing?
You want the B-1 and the fireworks?
Yeah. The grand finale.
Let me find that one.
That was really cool.
We have a new system, so we're working out the kinks.
Well, we just had 80 different things to choose from.
Yeah, there was a lot of flybys. Like I was going through the topics for this week. I'm like, oh, that's a flyby. There's a flyby. There's a flyby.
Oh, I don't know if you can actually see. Yeah, you can. Okay, here we go. Ready when you are. And we can play this. We can play this song. Well, it's long and it's not all airplanes.
Okay, then that's what she said. Look at that.
Look at that into the night. Yeah, dude, look at the fireworks going.
What's the song? Is this the national anthem?
Yeah. Pretty sure. I can't hear it. Dude, that's got to be a stressful job, right? There we go. They were a little late, but I'll give them a pass.
They might have been queued out for the fireworks.
Nope.
They're a lot late. They're all kinds of late.
Still cool though, man.
You know, but with the burners and you're trying to time it right, and you know, it's a bomber, so they only have 2 Wizzos. So it's not like they can be expected to.
There's like 8 watches going off in that. That's why they were a little bit late, dude. They're like, no, I'm ahead. No, you're late.
Yeah. I'll give them a pass. It was amazing. That started the biggest fireworks show, right? That was the beginning of the fireworks.
I didn't know. Was it the biggest fireworks show?
Oh yeah, the 250th ended up being the biggest fireworks show like ever.
I didn't know that.
They had a fireworks show that went over a concert, basically.
It's like a Guinness record or something.
This is a good one. The angle of this one's better.
Yeah, it's a much better angle.
This is so cool, man.
All right. 7 seconds, they stop the music. What time do they fly over?
Probably 20 seconds later.
Ooh, it's pretty heinous.
That's
not. I mean, 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
And you're in a B1. Cool. Should have been a little bit lower.
Dude, that is awesome. But what if, I know it'd be quite a feat, but if you could have had like 4 of them, just like in very loose cruise, just burners raging, that would have been
lead trail.
We'll get it at 251.
Yeah, it's sad that I neither saw the 200th or the 300th. I will not get the next one. This is the only one I'll get.
We'll get 251, hopefully.
You think he's going to do one next year? Like, that was great. We're going to do it every year. It's going to be just the thing we do now.
Yeah, Air Force One #2's ready.
Yeah. I will always lead the flyovers.
Dude, hey, listen,
and he didn't know. I thought with his speech, I thought he was going to be in the thing.
Same.
Personally, like in the jump seat at least.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
They were like, probably the ORM sheet was already like just way too ugly. And they were like, sir, we just, we can't.
We'd rather you be on the ground.
Cannot.
Yeah. Sir, please. All right. Let's see what the kids at home say. And that's one topic we've covered tonight. Good job, Gonky.
We're on a roll, mover.
Tiger Rose says we need the celebratory dump and burn to return.
Can the B1 do that? Can the B1 dump and burn?
No. Look, dude, I don't know anything about bombers.
He's referring, I think, to the F-111, which can do that.
What the Super Hornet or the Hornet weigh? 42,000 pounds?
Yes, depending on
if it weighs more than that, I don't know anything about it. William says, happy 250th, fellow Wingnuts. Curious what Doug, Mover, and Gonky's favorites. Favorite? I don't know. The Hornet demo was pretty cool.
It was, but like I said, I like I think it was the French demo team. That whole
the roll over
and the guy.
You know,
that's awesome.
I'll tell you the one that was kind of lame, and the news kept saying, "Oh, they're 18 inches apart." The Thunderbirds. Like, I watched that. Now, it might have been the TV coverage, but it wasn't like, and weather was moving in, so I understand, but it wasn't that like wowing. Like, they didn't seem like they were doing anything other than just their normal stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, the venue was basically a parade of fighter jets, right? So I mean, Thunderbirds really, I don't think had the ability to really do what they do. I mean, they didn't do an air show, right? They just did the couple.
They kind of did one. They did multiple, like they kind of did what the Super Hornet did.
Yeah, I think it was the nature of the event, man. They could like, you know. But yeah, I mean, I saw a couple of the passes they did, and I was like, oh, cool, the Thunderbirds are there doing their. All right, so
Red Arrows had sailboats in it. That was my favorite.
That was cool too.
Sailing.
It's just cool that other countries were here to help us celebrate.
Well, the French I understand, but I'm not so sure about the British.
Yeah, there's something to be said about having foreign militaries do flyovers over your sovereign land.
What? Do they have dirty wings or clean wings?
Yeah,
that's the question, sir. Wings dirty or wings clean?
The French helped us win independence from the British, so I'm not sure how that works out.
Yeah, it would have been kind of awkward if they would have merged in a big ball.
You guys go figure this out,
dude.
Yeah. Let's see here. Rebecca, thank you. Doug, if you find anything, please let us know. Warhorse says, so you've been in general aviation, but have you ever gotten a first solo in a Cessna 152 at Osan Air Base? Nope, it was a 152 at Opelousas Airport. So we had the O, we had the 152. I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
You ever flown a 152, Gonky?
Oh, yeah. 150 and 152.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool little plane, man.
One of my worst GA flights was with a Seed 130 guy, flight instructor, and a Cessna 150.
Oh, no, dude.
When I was in college.
Was it Stump the Jump?
Yeah.
While you were flying?
I know. It was, no, to start the thing. Because he was like, he gives me the, I got 10,000 hours, because all heavy dudes think that matters. And like, I'm starting this thing, and I've been flying the 152, the 172 or whatever. And dude, in GA, you kind of once you learn it, you just do it, right? You're doing your flows and stuff. He's like, why are you not using the checklist? And I'm like, okay. And he's like, here. And he hands me this homemade, sheet. And he's just totally like, you're not doing this. You're not doing this. You're not, It's, like, God,
it's always amazing to me, kind of going back to the GA side. If you go to like an airport to get a check out of an airplane, it's always amazing to me the different styles of instructor out in the part. Was it 91 World or just because they all come from different backgrounds, and it's amusing.
That was the first time I'd ever heard somebody say 10,000. That's why it stuck with me. It's like, I got 10,000 hours and whatever. I'm like,
yeah. What's funny is I had a similar experience with this C-130 instructor, and then I also had an experience with a guy who flew Sabres F-86s, and I never forget. He's like, we get in the airplane, and he's like, you ever flown any Cessnas? I was like, no, it's my first, because I got most of my training with Katana and Piper. And he goes, well, see how to start this thing. He just pulls the checklist down. He just starts reading it. He's like, so it comes with a checklist. Just start reading. I'm just like, this is going to be a good flight. But he was an old F-86 driver. So, yeah, it's amazing, dude, just the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a know-it-all kid back then, so I didn't take kindly to it. Now I actually use checklists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unless you're in a fighter, and then, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Full Afterburner says, good old F-35 BS.
Perfect.
Stephen King, did you see the 4-ship diamond formation of P-8s? Yeah, but it was kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, they were loosely together.
They were in the same... They would have made a single group.
I think in one of them, the FO was trying to do formation from the other seat looking across, because objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Power. Okay, too much. Take it off.
We're not trained for this.
Yeah.
Haven't we learned anything about having electronic warfare aircraft that do not fly formation for demos?
Correct. I need to be at 500 feet over open water where I can't hurt anybody.
Yeah. I graduated last in flight school. Joe says, sorry, that's a joke. I'm just kidding. Gonky, I bet your favorite was the Herc flyover.
Love me some Hercules.
There's your shirt right there.
Hercules.
Yeah. Dave says, will the B-52 fly in the 300th anniversary?
I'm sure of it.
Have you ever seen that meme where it's like the B-52 and the USS Enterprise, the spaceship?
Like, yeah. They're flying. They're in the 3000.
Yeah, they're retiring the Enterprise, and the B-52 does a flyover.
Dude. It's so true, man.
Sad. Spider says one pilot MIA and the sea, no more news. We're going to talk about it, but I haven't heard any updates other than they've given up the search. I don't know if it's a pilot or just the aviator. So that could be any of the crew members.
Dude, wasn't it a Marine on a amphibious boat, amphibious assault ship that, I don't know.
The MH-60 helicopter?
I don't know.
You did no show prep tonight, did you?
I did.
Yeah. Fubar says it'll be when the A-10 flies over the 300th. Yeah, I hope so. Jason says Thunderbirds greater than the Blue Swabo Angels. I agree with you. I just think that, I think part of it too was I was a little hangry when it happened, and I was at my stepmom's house, and she'd cooked this, rice and gravy or whatever, but she would not let me eat until we watched the Thunderbirds. I'm like, hey, I'm hungry. She's like, I've got to watch this. It's the Thunderbirds. I'm like, yeah, but who cares? I'm hungry. Oh, no, it's the America 250 and I want to see the Thunderbirds. I'm like, who cares? I'm hungry.
Did you tell her, let me show you, we can eat and watch?
Yeah. Well, the table, like you can see the TV.
Yeah. Yeah. Mover, just pull out your iPad, put it in front of your stepmom, be like,
she wanted to see the Thunderbirds fly for the 250th.
Okay. Well,
and as they're doing that was when they, started kicking people out of the state fair or the fairgrounds or whatever, because the weather was rolling in and all that stuff. So it ended up being nothing. Anyway, MJ says, Mover, is that the guy who fired midair? No, that was a different GA story. That was when I got my ATP.
Somebody was shooting at you?
No, he got fired.
Oh, okay.
Like he was texting and he got fired from his instructor job while I was flying with him in the Beach Duchess.
Oh. So did that flight not count for you?
Oh, it counted. Because in GA world, it's hours. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I didn't know.
But they did swap him out with he was either a C model or E model. Probably C model because I actually got along with him.
Well, you didn't get shot down, so it must have been a C model guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Sharkbait says, since the president was not aboard, was it really Air Force One? That is a very valid point. I kept hearing people throw around Air Force One, and I'm like, he's not if he's not on it. Just joking. Bet you some talking head brought it up. All right, for our next trick,
that's true.
We're going to talk about Delta Air
lines.
They got hit by a firework in Chicago. Roll the tape, Douglas.
Tower, we just had a firework hit airplane, Delta 1076. We're continuing.
Roger. Delta 1076,
all the way up, Doug.
Turn right when able onto Yankee, and then hold short of pop, remain as frequency.
Right, Yankee, hold short pop at Delta 1076. 200 feet AGL, 250 AGL, but we just heard the bang on the plane, so we'll have to take a look at it once we get to the gate.
And we're just hoping it was just the mortar that went off underneath, but definitely felt a big bang.
Delta 1076, Roger. Yeah, there have been multiple reports, as you can imagine. The city's aware. They said they would notify the Chicago police, but, I don't know what they'll do.
Roger.
Delta 1076, contact ground. Thanks for the information.
Delta 1076, okay. And Tower, we just had a firework hit airplane, Delta 1076.
So imagine you're on, so this has got to be short final, 200 feet, 250 feet, right? You're inside of the 500 stable and you hear a thump. Your aircraft.
I'm surprised that in an airliner, they felt a thump from fireworks, man. Because I mean, comparatively, like fireworks is pretty light duty compared to a heavy jet going 250 knots. Well, no, at 200 feet, they're probably at approach speed, 140 knots. I was surprised that they were able to feel it.
But it did happen because the Chicago PD noted the plane sustained minor paint damage. And the FAA is investigating. It was an A319 carrying 52 passengers and 6 crew.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've flown I fly the Sky Bus. And my first thought was like, man, that must have been some really aggressive fireworks. Although, stuff's going up 200 feet, that's those are the good ones. I mean, they're not the cheap ones you
think they were homemade?
And that's a great point. They might be homemade. Now, I think it's extremely poor headwork to be lighting fireworks, the approach end of
Chicago.
All right, I know.
There's no headwork, dude.
I know, dude. I know. Trying to be nice.
Chicago
here,
around the airport.
I'm trying to be nice here, but yeah, I think it's poor judgment through doing that. But here's the thing, if it's happening that close to the runway, and it sounds like that, he said they've been getting reports of that, right? I'm surprised that the law enforcement wasn't out there at the first, sign of people shooting off fireworks on the approach corridor. I mean, there could only be a certain amount of places, I think, where they could be shooting them from. I mean, I don't know.
You have you flown into Midway?
Yeah, I know it. It's right. I get it. It's a busy area, but like you said, at 200 feet, I mean, you're almost on airport property.
Yeah, it would be one of these because there's neighborhoods all the way around it, right?
Right. And being neighborhoods, I mean, I don't know. I don't think people were like, I'm going to take this opportunity to try to hit an airline.
But it is a reminder of how something benign could be dangerous. And now let's put something nefarious. Like it is a reminder of how weak our
vulnerable
our aircraft security is in these things. I mean, I hate to say it, but the lessons we've learned in Iraq and Afghanistan, I mean, to a lesser degree, what you did, you went back to the boat. We went back to a place we were actively getting mortared.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were lessons in how we approached. I mean, if you've ever seen the TAC arrivals from C-7, I'm not suggesting they do that, but you're going to have to clear corridors somehow to maintain safety because, it only takes one of these events and somebody goes, oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Right.
We've had now a drone strike, which was much higher. That was in the 3,000 feet. And now this was it 2,000, 2,500, whatever. And now this at 200, 250 feet. Dude, what do commercial fireworks even go up to usually? 75 feet, 50 feet? They're not supposed to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These must have been the good ones. Like,
yeah,
big money. Or like you said, homemade, but I don't know. They had to be to feel it in an airplane of that size. I think we'd have, I mean, that's, and then if they saw damage to the airplane, I mean, if you've ever dissected fireworks, there's really nothing metal in them. Most of the time it's heavy cardboard. Right.
Yeah. Well, it would have to have hit at the front of the aircraft.
Right. But it's like the drone, the drone, there's probably metal pieces and stuff, a lot more damage, but I don't, I think the big takeaway is, like you said, the vulnerability exists beyond fireworks. And then the question I ask is, when the controller's like, yeah, they've been doing that all day. We got the cops out there. I mean, I would think they would be able to lock that down a little more. But then again, man, I know law enforcement in Chicago is in short supply. So it's not like they can have the entire police department, doing a perimeter around the airport.
No, and they're not. I mean, we have enough problems with lasing incidents. We have enough problem with bullets. Remember, aircraft have been hit by bullets?
Yeah.
What was it, JetBlue that had that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting thing as I mean, they're never going to find who did it.
No, dude, light the fuse and peace out, right? I mean,
you have a better shot of finding the drone people.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Wow. All right. Thank you for that. You got any other things to talk about on that?
No, man. It'll be interesting to see, how they combat that stuff. Lasers, drones, and now fireworks. So
fireworks are the future there. Anyway, There is a. I was just reading. I'm doing the Casmo thing. There's somebody super angry in the chat.
Why?
Well, hold on. I'll show
you. I'm not reading the chats.
Oh, but we have to, dude, because it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be entertaining. Because every now and then I get somebody like this. I don't know where it comes from, but it's always fun. So I've started for your entertainment. User, no name, of course, says Mover is a fraud pretending to be a fighter pilot. Just by his call sign Mover, you can tell he used to fly cargo planes. You're a joke. He then says it again. And then he says it again. So he said it now 3 times. And the only thing I have to say to that is that.
I know that doesn't look like Mover, but that is young.
That is what Mover looked like 20 years ago.
Correct.
Show him the picture my wife took of you in the Hornet.
Oh, God. I'd have to find it.
That was 19 years ago.
Emphasis on the my wife took it as I walked
my wife.
Walked up to the F-18 and shook Mover's hand before he got in.
I mean, you could have just watched our intro, which is me and Gonky flying T-38s at the beginning of the show.
Dude, who has this? I don't know. At user _81-3C.
Why are they coming after me? Gonky's a part of this show too.
You're also a fraud, Gonky.
Gonky's not a fighter pilot.
I've got all kinds of credentials hanging up here behind me.
That's true. I don't have anything on my 11 wall, do I?
Yeah. First thing I do,
I don't have any proof at all back here. Damn it.
See? Fraud, dude. All we got's a banged up remote control helicopter back there.
I got a.
For all I know, you taxied down behind a hangar and had a.
I got a Gonky buck.
That's going to be worth something someday, dude. Hang on to that bad boy.
What else do I have?
I didn't watch him the whole time.
I got a 20 millimeter. It says Mover on it.
I've got one. Oh, my neck, dude. I got one that says
proof right there. I can't turn around without looking like the Batman.
Oh, that hurt.
Oh, man. There's a Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal back here from when I saved old boy from the lightning strike.
The world.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, brother. Oh, wait. That's me. Mask. That's me, dude.
That's not you.
That's me. Mask is on. Visor down. That's me.
I need to find somewhere to put this.
My wife did not take that picture.
No, that's
Mover. Screenshot.
As a fighter pilot, you should put that one above your bed.
So no one can see it? No, I want people to see it.
You stare. Yeah.
Dude. Anyway, I thought that'd be entertaining.
Oh, that's funny.
Because that's always, you can ban them if you want now, Doug. I've used all of my entertainment on this. JD says it's Captain Steve. Stop trolling. Dude, it could be somebody mad about
100%.
Me saying that 10,000 hours is not a lot of time, and who cares?
Yeah,
because who cares?
It's the same hour over and over. It is
dude,
not a lot of hours.
It's like park and break time, man. Who cares? Like what?
I know.
Jason says, man. Who are these tinfoil idiots? Have the tower ask for a callback.
Oh yeah, the fireworks thing.
I don't know. Crazy Pete says, I don't know if Mover could handle flying a real cargo plane. 100% cannot. Yeah, I flew a short mission and felt like a hostage. So,
yeah. Plus cargo, well, at least on the civilian side, they fly on the backside of the clock.
No. I don't have the upper body strength to do this anymore. Like I'm gonna have to hit the gym if I'm ever gonna. I need to be reclined and have the stick over here and the throttle over here. And just,
that's funny.
JD says, I can only imagine the officer having to take the report saying, how am I going to get the roll of tape 500 foot in the air? Yeah, I would probably be like, hey, call the FAA in AT on a 21. Hawkeye says, Mover, they're more jealous of you. I don't know. I was hoping he would say something like, other than just the same thing over and over again.
He did.
There was that one.
Keep moving, buddy.
There was that one guy that had a whole thing about how I was never a fighter pilot. I was a maintenance officer. which is an absolute insult to maintenance officers if you know me, because I in no way could ever maintain or work on anything.
I think there is a channel out there where there's an aviation channel where the guy is a maintenance officer. Maybe
Really?
he's getting you mixed up.
I don't know.
I can't think of his name.
Dave says, don't feed the trolls. They like the attention of any sort. Yeah, but it's more fun. See, I don't get angry. I just, do this.
No, he just calls me, and
it's true. Stupid Magnet says, Mover doesn't like to fly with another person in the back or alongside him unless it's Luna.
Yeah.
I like flying with Doug. He was cool.
I've learned since last time.
You were still, no, I was trying to listen. You were still jibber jabbering. It's fine, though. I'm better at it now.
You tell him, Doug.
It's harder to distract.
Yeah. Now I just ignore you and listen to what I'm ever going to listen to. It's fine.
Come on, man. Center the ball.
All right, Doug. We have video of a float plane that 11 people, right, were rescued in the Hudson after a float plane had what we would call a hard landing. Roll the tape.
I don't think it was a hard landing.
Well, it was a landing. And the second landing and the third landing were much harder than the first.
Oh, the third one gotcha.
Yeah. And obviously, neither of us are seaplane rated, so I don't know what the answer is. My gut would tell me we're doing a go around. It's it's just like a hard landing in a fixed wing, but there is video not only from this, but also from inside of the aircraft, and I think they.
What was it? That was a Kodiak 100, wasn't it? Is that the kind of airplane? It's a nice airplane.
Yeah, they're doing. I mean, it's a really cool operation they have.
Yeah.
But check this out. You can play the sound on this one, Doug.
Oh.
So he gets out the Mayday, Mayday, Mayday on whatever the port, that common frequency they have. And luckily they were all rescued fairly quickly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's something you don't want to hear your pilot say after the landing.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
You're like, well, is this part of the tour? I'm a little confused now.
Pan.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the airplane's like a year old. It's a nice. I've never heard of a. Oh, look, another one's taxiing up. I've never heard of a. I think it's a Kodiak 100, but it's like looks like a small caravan.
Yeah, they're using. I mean, it's a little turbine.
Yeah, really nice airplane.
Turboprop.
Yeah, thankfully the floats stayed with it, man. I mean, that's why it didn't sink. It looks like some of the structure on the floats broke on that second or third landing, and the thing.
Well, the fact that where they were, I mean, if you're going to have it happen, there's a lot of boats. It's like when Sully went into the Hudson, they were lucky they had the ferry and everything was there, but the response is incredible. Good job for the Port Authority.
Yeah, dude, it's
NYPD.
Yeah, that could have been. I mean, like I said, but the floats would have became detached. This could have been really bad because that airplane was, for what it is, it was full.
It looks like, I mean, now you can kind of see it's rough seas. It looks like some whitecapping a little bit. I wonder if winds, if it was just a choppy day and he got, caught on one of the things. And this is what we talk about when ditching, right? Going against the waves. You hit one and you end up going back airborne.
Yeah, you want to go parallel with swells, but I don't.
Not that that's an option here, right? You have to stay within the channel.
Yeah, and like you said, I don't have a seaplane rating, but I mean, look, the touchdown. It looks like
a nice landing, but it looks like he gets on in between the swells.
Yeah, and then boom, right there.
Ends up. Oh, dude,
that's that could have been
much
lucky. Worse. Yeah,
it could have dug in and flipped over on its back, and now you're sinking.
When I first watched this, I thought the float had detached, and I was waiting for it to roll over and sink. But thankfully, the float stayed with it, which probably saved some people's lives there, man.
And I'm not going to second guess whether you try to salvage it or go around. I mean, we're not there. We don't know what his energy state was. We don't know what he perceived or what he saw or whether that's even possible. I mean, that once you get in that, you might not have enough energy to go around, to pour the coals to it. It might just make it worse, but it's definitely holy crap. We missed something much worse, which is good.
Anytime you're in a flying machine that becomes disabled in water, it's a sticky situation.
That's why I stay away from water, Gonky.
Yeah. I mean, I spent a lot of time around it, but whether in a helo or an airplane, like ditching in the ocean is not ideal.
Yeah.
All
right, moving on. In less serious news, I guess. So Vegas locally is reporting. Got an article here.
Oh, the the park wherever you want.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
So a helicopter lands in Northwest Las Vegas Valley neighborhood. Fire crews respond. A helicopter landed in Northwest Las Vegas, prompting a response from Vegas Fire and Rescue. Details are limited. It was in Elkhorn Road, and you can see the aircraft there, which I believe they were saying 20 EMS units. So neighbors assumed it was an emergency landing, and 20 EMS units responded.
Wow.
Turns out the pilot lives there, and the landing was legal because it's not restricted airspace.
Dude, those are pretty nice houses.
That's a pretty nice helicopter.
He's got a nice house and a real nice helicopter. I'm envious because that would be pretty rad.
I mean, it looks kind of like an EC-130, maybe. It's hard to tell from that angle, but I mean, that's a $2.1 million helicopter if it is.
Do you think he uses it to get from his house to his Gulfstream?
I think this was a one-off. It was obviously it's the first time, right? Because the neighbors. But if you look, dude, he lives in a cul-de-sac. I mean,
it's kind of a helo pad then, right? It's a circle.
Well, not a helo pad, but as far as, is he endangering anything? And I want to know what the neighbors were like. This helicopter crashed. Does it look crashed? Do you see something on fire?
Yeah.
I mean, do we not? Is everybody a Karen that just panics at the stupid, like something's out of the ordinary? Let's panic.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, your eyes can tell you clearly there's nothing wrong with the helicopter. I mean, I guess it's like, oh, he did a perfect auto rotation right next to his house,
Well, even still, let's say he did an auto rotation. If I walk up to a helicopter, first of all, I'm going to go see if the guy's okay first before I do anything.
Right.
But if I look and I see the skids are perfectly intact, the rotor blade's not spinning into something, it's not ginsuing the neighborhood, chopping down trees and, scaring the dogs, I might go, is this worth abusing the 911 system? Because if 20 EMS, which I don't know if that number is true, that's what they're reporting, but if 20 EMS units responded, first of all, they think this is a mass casualty. Second, you just tied those up when other stuff was happening throughout the city.
That's a lot of resources. You're right.
Yes.
Put for something that is like, what? I just flew from my Gulfstream to my house. What's the big deal?
Well, on the flip side, from the helicopter pilot's perspective, there's the whole lawful but awful thing. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. We have a responsibility because I'm looking at this, and yes, it's parked here. But look at all the buildings. You know, what happens if you did have to do an auto rotation? What happens? Look at the noise you're creating flying through these buildings to get where you are. The road's not blocked off. What if somebody wanders up? Like, there's a lot of considerations. I don't think the helicopter pilot was necessarily right to do this, but I think it's, you know, two wrongs don't make a right, right? I think, look, Doug's got the cul-de-sac there.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, that looks just like my neighborhood. Yeah, dude. You talked a little bit. You touched on it when you were talking about you flying the helicopter earlier. You know, it's a residential cul-de-sac. So, is it really a prepared surface for a helicopter? Because all the rotor wash, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. What if the neighbors?
We have seen videos of, you know, umbrellas or bags or whatever getting caught up in a tail rotor, and next thing you know,
that's what I'm saying, man. What if the neighbor is doing like a paint project and he's got big tarps out there, and one of them things gets blown up, and then, like you said, then the thing becomes uncontrollable, and then now there's an issue. Yeah, just because you can doesn't always mean you should, and I think that holds true in many things in life, but especially with jet-powered helicopters, I think you'd really want to think about what you're doing. And you know what? Here's the thing. Being a good neighbor, if you decide, you know what, I'm going to fly my helicopter to my house today, like, why wouldn't you tell your neighbors, hey, guys, heads up, there's going to be a lot of noise, rotor wash, keep your kids inside around 1 o'clock because I need to land my helicopter here to
my $2 million A-Star.
Yeah. I got to pick up the keys in my Lambo or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, one would hope, and we don't know, they might have, but you better have somebody blocking that entrance. You know, you better mitigate it somehow. Now, what we don't know is who called 911. Was it somebody, maybe the people in the cul-de-sac were all aware, and it was somebody from 2 or 3 streets over that just saw a helicopter disappear behind the building and thought, oh my God, it crashed. So there is a little bit of benefit of the doubt, but wait for the black cloud of smoke, wait for something. I feel like we cry wolf a little bit too much. Like and I see this in law enforcement, right? People call 911 because, somebody's mail name is on my mail. Like
they call it, really?
Oh, 100%, dude. One of my first field training calls, the FTO wouldn't even get out the car. She's like, I'm not going in there. This is stupid.
So, dude, that's happened to me. I put it back in the mail.
Or call the post office. You know, don't call the sheriff's office. But like one guy, birds were pooping on his truck, and he's like, "Them kids are vandalizing it." And I'm like, "It's bird poop, dude. I have gloves on." This is the only one vandalizing your vehicle are the migrating geese.
Yeah, here's the BB gun.
Which, by the way, the flock of geese in question was across the road at the pond. Like, they were standing there watching him talk to me about the poop on his
They win, dude.
Yeah, which he thought was paint. But my point is, someone could have been in real jeopardy.
Yeah. Resources were used.
But that's also goes to the helicopter pilot. We have a responsibility. You know, I think it's cool. Helicopters can land. That's the whole draw of a helicopter. But dude, you've got the money. If you got the money for that helicopter and that house, you've got the money to go get a property somewhere off the beaten path that you can land your helicopter at all day long.
Dude, he was probably at the cabin. Like I said, forgot the keys to his Range Rover. He was like, you know what? I'll just fly back, pick him up. Yeah. No big deal.
So, 2 wrongs here. I think everybody's wrong.
Yeah.
But it's a cool helicopter, though.
It is cool.
And I bet you the math, it still would have been cheaper and faster to drive. With less of an EMS response.
We can dream, mover. Right? Yeah. Cheaper to drive.
All right. Moving on to our next topic here. Well, first we got a couple super chats here. Dr. Fair says, above your bed equal cheaper than pills. Don't kill my pharmacy industry. It's funny. The good doctor. Heat Seeking says mover's call sign confirms he is a threat to the USDA 100% beef supply.
Perfect.
Crazy Pete says Kodiak was designed as a bush plane to support missionary work in third world nations.
Yeah, it's a nice airplane.
Well, give New York a little while. It'll get there.
Yeah.
Joe says, I bet the homeowners association people will love it.
They probably added it to their
I love the comments because the comments are all like, fixed wing guys do not understand helicopter guys. So they'll be like, it's, an FAR violation. It's probably not going to be FAA enforcement action. It's just going to be hey, this is ill-advised.
Good neighbor.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, noise stuff, it's probably going to be more of a city thing, to be honest with you, because I bet you the city's got some kind of, hey, don't land. I mean, they might not. It might not have been something they've ever thought about. Like, hey, we never thought we'd have to deal with helicopter people landing just randomly. There's a guy in New Orleans that's got a helipad on his house.
That's the right way to do it.
Like in Kenner, like not in a rich area, just got a helipad on his house.
What? These are goals, mover.
Yeah. Spider says, does somebody swat him? No. I think people just freaked out and panicked. Dr. Fair says needs a helipad with a pullover hanger on the roof. Yeah. Yeah.
Too expensive.
I don't understand. If I had that kind of funding, I wouldn't want to live there in the first place.
I know.
You are too close to your neighbors.
Some people like it, man. I'm like you. I want to live out in the sticks, have my own.
I want a compound, the fortress of solitude.
Correct. With a phalanx on every corner.
Right.
Not set to stun, but set to kill.
Yeah. Exactly. James says maybe he was just making a quick beer run like Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds in Cannonball Run.
Yeah. Great movie.
Whatever. B.S. Shoke says maybe it's being from rural. I actually go down the road and call 911 when I have eyes on the fire accident to get better information. Right?
Yeah. I mean, in smaller towns, I guess that's pretty common, actually. Now that you say that, I don't know. Because a lot of it's volunteer. I know, like in my little hometown, like pretty much the whole fire department's like volunteer. So,
that one's not a volunteer area.
No, I was going to say that. That's a little different. They've got probably the tax dollars for a real nice. I mean, dude, the sheriff truck is like a brand new. Yeah.
Here's your conspiracy theory. It wasn't somebody that thought it was a crash. It was somebody who thought it was the feds.
Oh.
So they were trying to ruin a Fed operation. Thought it was old CBP Air and Marine.
Foil plan.
Foiling the plan.
Maybe. Book idea, mover. Need to weave that in.
That's right. SWAT to SWAT. Gonky, this one's all you, my friend.
Yeah. PLA releases J36 footage. So here is Doug has some video, but China crosses major hurdle in 6th generation fighter development with demonstration of tailless jets, high maneuverability. So we've talked about in the past, mover. You remember the J36, 3 engines, and it looks like it has kind of developed more into a bomber. But it says the new footage of the Chinese 3-engine heavyweight 6th generation fighter in flight has, for the time, demonstrated the type's high maneuverability. And the exclamation on the whole article is the fact that it does not have a tail on it. So tailless fighters are highly challenging to make maneuverable because they lack the horizontal tail planes that conventional fighters use to control pitch, provide stability, and generate rapid changes in altitude. All true. And then there's a little bit of talk about the J50, which is more the fighter type 6th gen fighter that they're developing. Much smaller, thrust vectoring, more as an aircraft should be. Doug, do you have the video, sir, of the footage of the J36 being maneuverable?
I do.
There we go. Hit play. There she goes.
Look at that thing.
Yeah. Looks like pretty aggressive climb with some vapes going.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
You would not expect that from now. Obviously, we don't have perspective here.
Correct. Clearly, you can see the intake on top. So it has a unique design for the intakes on the engine, which is on top of the fuselage behind the cockpit area, which is side by side as far as we know.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing pretty perfect. So yeah, tailless aircraft, pretty heavy. I think the previous stuff we've looked at, mover, it's pushing like 80, 90, maybe 100,000 pounds. It's got, a main gear that's got two wheel and tire per main, side-by-side configuration, 3 engines, no tail, lots of flapper-on ailerons there on the trailing edge. But I don't know, man. What do you think of that video as far as at fighter, bomber? I mean, what do you think?
I think it's an interceptor more than anything. I think it's a go high, get fast, do good work, kind of, long range, whether it's intercepting or, throwing hypersonics, that they're trying to develop, or maybe even like a drone commander platform with, having the side-by-side configuration, kind of like a 6th gen version of a Su-34 or something, right? Like your side-by-side crew configuration. It's hard to tell about the maneuverability. It was surprising from what is there, but you don't have perspective. Like, you're not looking at what the rate is, what the radius is, all that stuff. I don't think maneuverability really matters for this platform. Obviously, in game it would, right, if you're trying to defend against something. But for what the mission is here, I don't think it matters. What surprises me is how they're testing it in plain sight and sending this out. So that's kind of
Yeah, and I don't know, for on the US side, 6th gen is the F-47, and that thing is we're still a couple years out from probably seeing any real footage. It's, allegedly it's flying now, or at least technology demonstrators for that airplane. But the fact that the Chinese, like you said, have put out pictures and videos of 2 6th gen, one a fighter, one probably more, like you said, more like a tactical bomber or a fighter bomber, is telling you it might be the politics, right? Like, hey, we're way ahead of you kind of thing. We don't know, we've talked about before, the whole term 6th gen. What exactly?
What does that mean? Yeah.
Right. And I as time goes on and as we continue to read about this stuff, I think a lot of it is going to be heavy into the CCA kind of stuff, embedding AI and drone technology, pilotless wingmen, all that, with really long range weapons.
Right.
When you look at when you think of China and the theater that they are preparing for, large sea space, airspace, makes sense for an aircraft like the J-36. I don't know how stealthy it'll be. Not having a tail helps, but the fact that they're developing this airplane, the J-36, and then there's not really much known about the J-50, which is their actual fighter, much smaller, thrust vectoring, also tailless though, right? So they are making an effort to make it stealthy. Is it going to be as stealthy as the stuff that we have? I don't know. Does that really matter? I don't know. Stealth was really a marketing name or a technology that was pushed on 5th gen stuff. Only really time will tell what 6th generation fighters and bombers really, what capabilities they'll actually have.
Yeah, and you're right. I think some of it is kind of, I don't know if you want to call it a show of force, but just kind of a show of capabilities, right? They want to be seen as a superpower that's equivalent or greater, right? And they're very proud of what they're doing. That's not to say that they're more advanced, because we don't know. We're not showing our cards and kind of the F-47 or the FAXX if that thing ever gets announced. But it is interesting to see because it's a weird design. Like, right? You look at it, you're like, what is this intake? Side-by-side seating. we probably won't know what its full capabilities are until much, much later, but I'm sure they're being watched. I'm sure it's something of great interest, from intelligence communities.
I mean, do we have, if this thing really is like 90, 100,000 pounds, do we really have anything that could be a high-speed, long-range command and control aircraft that has interceptor capability? I mean, that's when you think about how big the Pacific theater would be, it's like, it's not a bad, it'd be kind of nice to have an airplane like that in the arsenal,
Yeah, I think it's more of the range, right? It's less about the speed and more about, because as hypersonics are going to come on board, and we didn't talk about it in the previous episode, but we were talking about missiles that have really long range that they're trying to develop, in several hundred miles, pushing 1,000 miles, and that really opens up the theater, right? It gives you more of a stick, if you will, and so being able to go a longer distance while running your intercept, I mean, that might be what they're thinking of. But if you can launch a drone from this, your own drone wingman, that's another piece to it as well. So just interesting. Doctrine's going to change. Doctrine's going to continue changing. And even this may be an unmanned, like it's side by side now, but they could be developing an unmanned version as well.
Yeah, 100%. And when I was looking at pictures of the J-50, kind of their 6th-gen fighter, that's the thought that came to my mind. I'm like, I could see this thing going, unmanned. But yeah. I mean, you brought up a good point earlier, man. I mean, about the whole political thing, like maybe they just want to get things flying. It reminds me of like the books I used to read as a kid, like when Viktor Belenkov defected with the MiG-25. I read the whole story back then. They thought the MiG-25 was like super maneuverable and all this. And then when they finally got their hands on one, it was really good at one thing and what it was designed for, but it didn't nearly have the capability that we thought. So, and I'm not saying that's the case here, but in the game of weapons, this is kind of what happens.
Well, what was it where China rumored to have fired or more than fired their designers because they were so far behind of what they were actually saying? Like, you see that in kind of the fringe news and stuff, but they're susceptible just as much as we are to having issues with development and design. So it's nothing unique. It's a common problem.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we don't hear anything from Russia. They're too busy fighting.
Yeah, or maybe maybe they're like us. They remain quiet and they're quietly developing whatever they're developing.
Or it's the standard Russian doctrinally. They don't think the same things are as important as we do.
That's true.
Right? Yeah. We have certain things we do, and they take a different approach, and what they do works. It's just a different way of doing business.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah.
And what's interesting is China has mostly divested from that, and they're going more to a Western thing. Right? Yeah. China has gotten away from the Russian equipment and methodologies and gone more towards the Western 5th gen, 6th gen stealth, CCA, all that stuff.
Probably because some of the help they've hired. I don't know.
The help, the stuff they've downloaded, the internet, Mover and Gonky show, whatever they.
DCS,
yeah.
DCS. Perfect.
All right. So we didn't cover this in the flyover, but I thought it was an interesting article. Newsmax made this a thing. I saw this shared today. The NASA chief, Jared Isaacman, friend of the show.
Yes.
We had him on. He flew in DC after air show, the DC air show, which is the flyovers, after the FAA rejected request. So NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman flew a vintage fighter jet. I hate that they're calling the F-5 vintage.
Come on.
Really hurts my feelings.
Does that make you guys Does that make you guys vintage fighter pilots?
We are vintage
Easy.
fighter pilots now. The records show that the agency rejected a request on June 30th to allow 4 F-5 Tiger II jets to participate in the aerial celebration over the National Mall as part of the 250th. The Wall Street Journal reported on Sunday. The FAA concluded the aircraft presented an unacceptable level of risk for flyovers and a densely populated area like D.C. In the 6-page decision, they cited concerns about the handling characteristics, the consequences of a ejection, and the accident history. But despite the denial, Isaacman flew one of the F-5s at the start of the Saturday's air show, which we've got video we're going to show here in a minute. Isaacman said that it's misplaced because the aircraft were operating as government aircraft rather than civilian, placing the flight outside the agency's regulatory authority. Never should have been a civil operation from the get-go. Isaacman said NASA had assumed operational control of the jets before the event, even though ownership paperwork had not yet been completed. He added that he had previously used the aircraft to recognize high-performing NASA employees by taking them on flights. And then he says that it was obviously part of Trump's grand vision for the flyover. And then after they were getting along, it's kind of a nothing burger. Brian Bedford sent him a text, the FAA administrator, saying, or before the flight, wishing him well. Nobody from the FAA has talked about it, and Sean Duffy didn't talk about it either. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think, man, this is the case of somebody you don't like Jared Isaacman and was just trying to
stir the pot.
Stir the pot.
To explain, I guess, is part of why we're going to talk about this is I love the old saying, superpower coming through. Because there are differences in jurisdictional methods between a public aircraft operation, which is a government operation, and civil. When you are military, for example, you fall under public aircraft operations, which means the controlling authority, even though we try to adhere and mesh and merge and everything as much as we can and go along, sing kumbaya, we try to make that as congruent as possible. They have no jurisdiction. The FAA has no jurisdiction over the military and other agencies. So what Mr. Isaacman, or Chairman Isaacman, is chairman? Is that what he is now? NASA head.
The director, right?
Director Isaac Brooke.
Yes.
Is saying is basically he has these F-5s. They were his F-5s. And what you can do with a public aircraft is there are either the government purchases them or leases them, or in some cases with the lease, you can designate public aircraft operation when it's been used for the purpose of a government operation or private. Because there's all these exceptions. When you look at because we see it in law enforcement, right? We have certain requirements. We can only fly with required crew members. We can't go give them rides, et cetera, because if you don't, you lose your public aircraft operation status, and then you fall under Part 91, and then you have to adhere to the FAA. In this case, what he's saying is that they had already transferred operational control of these aircraft to NASA under public aircraft operation, and that they really should never have asked the FAA for permission, because for an experimental aircraft, i.e. F-5, or let's talk like MiG-23, which is a good example back with that ejection, you have to get waivers to fly over populated areas. There are certain restrictions. So you put the paperwork in, the FAA says yes or no. So under that, the FAA was saying no, which may make sense because, like I said, the MiG-23, that could have been much, much worse. L-39s, et cetera. They probably would have said that. But in this case, NASA was doing a flyover for a government event under government control with the director of NASA controlling the F-5. So FAA really had no say in the matter. And is anything going to come of this? No, because guess who everybody's boss is? The one who wanted the flyover in the first place.
Yeah. So the nuance here is that was not a civilian F-5. That was a government F-5. Therefore, it could legally take part in the parade of aircraft. And like Mover says, and if you're a military aviator, I didn't know this, but the FAA cannot violate you if you're flying a military jet or helicopter as a military pilot. So if you ever get a call from the FAA, you really don't have to talk. You just give them the phone number to like the SDO desk.
Well, and that's why on the thing it always says on file.
Yeah, correct. On file, exactly.
Yeah, because you don't give them any of that stuff.
No, I made that mistake one time.
Yeah, and Isaacman is not doing anything nefarious, right?
No.
He wasn't going out and being like, "Screw you guys, FAA." Like
Right.
he is very much a go along, get along. He is trying to make NASA better. He's used the F-5s for incentive flights. He's used it for that. And those aren't the only aircraft. NASA has T-38s. NASA has the F-15. And I think they have a Hornet, right? Yeah. Hornet, yeah. And they painted those red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I mean, Isaacman even said his actions were consistent with the president's vision of what the celebration was supposed to be and look like. And like you said, it's not like that's the greatest F5 demo I've ever seen, right? I mean, he just did his thing.
And you got to understand too, this is a billionaire that is essentially paid for these aircraft, who's donating. Like he's doing this all at a loss. It's not like he's out there profiting from any of this stuff. This is him doing the government a favor.
Dude, I wonder if this started with at the early stages of planning. Like, can you imagine, like, I don't know, lieutenant, new guy, he's like, hey, Isaacman wants to fly his F5 in this thing. We got to get FAA.
Some staffer that just submitted the thing.
Yeah. He's like, Jared Isaacman, he's a civilian. He has an F5. We got to ask the FAA. It's like, no. Dude.
Well, I mean, it could have been one of his own, like somebody in his camp that said,
might have been,
that's used to having to get approval for wherever he flies his F5s. And then we're like, hey, boss, you plan on flying this? Yeah, sure. I mean, but the reality is this is a nothing burger because he's got dual use aircraft that are private, but then used for public use for certain things, which is completely legal.
Yeah,
that's how it works. You have certain requirements to be viewed as public use, and you have certain requirements to be private. He has done it in the past, and by donating his hours and time and all that stuff, because somebody's got to foot the bill on the maintenance of these things, and I think he's probably the one doing it. I don't think the government. I think the government's getting the good deal out of this, not him.
Yeah, and then the way the article kind of read, like you said, it was definitely leaning towards showing Rook as, screw you guys. But actually, as soon as the FAA found out, oh, it's a government jet, yeah, we don't care. And the FAA even called him and wished him well for the flyover. So it's nice to see that the educated in this, cooler heads prevailed.
And the person that called the FAA administrator, which he's the NASA administrator, by the way, we keep saying director, but he's the NASA administrator. They're peers, right? It's probably an FAA underling that said no. And the peers are like NASA administrator, the FAA administrator, are like, hey man, good job, good, have fun. And they're like, why is this news? But everybody wants a scandal because they want to take down this flyover, which, by the way, Doug, you got the video? They made a really cool video. It actually came out real well. Look at that thing.
That's awesome.
So NASA's T-38s, which we've got some time in.
There's the Hornet.
Is that the Eagle jet?
That's cool.
There you go.
Dude, that's awesome.
Look at that.
Dude, they put smoke on the...
Dude, I wonder, is that a wrap or is that the paint?
I don't know,
but it's fine. It's fine. Keep playing.
But for sure, they put smoke on those.
Yeah, but look at that's because it's his airplanes.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, there's Ike.
The dude you told who'd never be an astronaut.
Who'd never go to space. I told him he'd never go to space.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know. I think it's a shame that they're trying to find something where there's nothing, because
Can't you just celebrate the awesomeness of your own country like once a year?
We've had Rook on the show. He's a good dude, and I don't think he's partisan at all. In fact, remember his whole thing got held up because he wasn't partisan enough, because he's just like, dude, I just want space. And when we talk to him, he's like, I just want space. Like, even though you said you hate space, the man likes space.
If you watch any interview with him, like you said, dude, he's just a guy who loves aviation, space, like pushing the boundaries, like all the other stuff is like insignificant. I mean, at least, you know, by the way he acts.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's nuance that the media didn't understand, and they ran with this, thinking they had something when it was there. You actually can wrap.
Really? Really?
Well, because that's what they did with the F5s in Top Gun.
They wrapped them, didn't paint them.
It's not like a wrap like a car. It's like a thing that it's a temporary deal.
Okay.
I guess wrap's not the right word. It's
whatever it is.
It's a temporary thing that you can put on it, because it was peeling off. The F5s in Top Gun.
Yeah.
Like you could see in certain places it was starting to peel off.
Yeah. 400 knots max. At 401, the plane becomes naked.
Yeah. You pull the wrap off.
It's a fun flight.
All right. A couple of these and then we'll hit our last topic. Holly Movie Star says, can you share a phone video feed with 911 anywhere in the US? 911.
Oh, like if you call 911 as a video call? I don't know. Mover, you would know. I don't think so, right?
Not a video. No, you can text them.
You can? I didn't even know that. I thought
you
had
can
to call
text 911. E911. Yeah. Video info may have helped with that 911 call, but not really. It takes people, because this is why you get so many different SWAT calls and stuff like that, right? Because somebody will be hysterical and he has to take it seriously, but then a lot of times people know better.
Right.
Davey says, hey guys, I started BFM last week. Can you talk your experiences when you first started BFM during your training? It's unlike anything else I've done. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. Exactly. And wait till I see the mighty T-45 there. Wait till you get to 3-plane ACM, right? Section engaged maneuvering. Man, the first flight was a demo for me, and I had my head. I was white. I got so sick. Yeah, BFM is dynamic, and I tell you, when you get to the gray jets, it's another kick in the brain, because the T-45 is like the T-38. Like the airplanes, they just turn, they arc, and you know, they don't have much alpha and stuff. But when you start, if you go to the Hornet or the F-35, you know, the jets will be flying like this, and you know, just because your nose is above the horizon doesn't mean you're not going to hit the deck. It's wild. It takes a while to get your head wrapped around it, and then if you don't do it for a while, you lose it. So I'm jealous, Davey. That's awesome. Enjoy it, man.
All right. And Gold Picard says, so you two get a setup like Trent Palmer's place when? That'll be fair. Mover will need a second hangar for his helo and a third for the two Mustangs. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, working on it.
All right. Anthony says it's paint. Fuel both F-18, F-15 today at Colorado Springs.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that it was paint.
That's awesome. Hopefully you got some pictures.
Yeah, for sure. All right. For our last topic of this evening, the EX has flown with the Collaborative Combat Aircraft, the CCA drone in the Pacific. So this was a historic flight 5 days ago via social media post saying that over the Philippine Sea during exercise Valiant Shield 26, it was the future of human machine teaming in theater. The EX is in the region visiting Kadena, where they're trying to base these to help personnel prepare. And the CCA is the MQ-28 Ghost Bat, which is participating in Valiant Shield to help airmen practice how they operate manned fighters with semi-autonomous drones. There is a picture of what looks to be the EX flying formation off of the MQ-28, which means that's the flight lead. And there's two people in the EX, which hurts my soul. EX and CCA are both expected to be cornerstones of the Air Force future combat, but the CCA is also committed to buying the FQ-42 and FQ-44 from General Atomics and Anduril, respectively. Obviously, the EX is badass, and they're going to buy 267 of them. Nice. This is the first time they've published that. So, Gonky, I bring this up because we've talked about this a lot, and it's good to see it there, but I think this is the perfect use of the EX, even with the backseater, because I guess, you need somebody whose sole job is monitoring, although that's probably somebody in the back for test purposes. That's kind of the way the future is going, right? You'll have the CCAs, you'll have the EX with kind of the quarterback and the missile truck. So you'll have your 20 AMRAAMs and your heaters and then your CCA.
Well, if you look at
warship.
Yeah. If you look at the Pacific, which seems to be the theater that the defense industry is focused on, our current scenario of shortage of pilot, like we talked about the budget last week, not enough money, not enough pilots. So the MQ-28, and the other unmanned aircraft that we have coming online, I think is the response to that void of, hey, we need more metal out there. Like you said, AMRAAM trucks, the ability to even detect, right, to feed the overall picture. It takes a lot of time and money to train a person, and then it takes even more time and money to put systems in an aircraft that can support a human being in it. So, these airplanes are probably a faster, cheaper, not that they're cheap, way to force multiply what we have. And like you said, dude, the EX, and it's crazy. I mean, McDonnell Douglas, design-wise, hit it out of the park in the late 60s and 70s, because, I mean, dude, the F-15 is still a monster airplane today, like over 50 years from when, it was first flown. Now, the EX, underneath the skin is a completely different airplane, and that's where the magic happens. And I think you're right. We make fun of Eagles because they're big and, not as nimble as our jets were. But in a larger theater like the Pacific, an aircraft like the Eagle, the EX especially, with enhanced range and power, really, I think it's going to be a good mix. And you touched on it earlier, as far as the tactics right now, I can't imagine, man, being like the air-to-air SME at like Top Gun and at the Air Force Weapons School, because like stuff is probably rapidly changing, right? And the fact that I think it's also telling, Valiant Shield, pretty sure there's probably an air wing involved out there, but they did this in the Philippines, right? So in the Pacific theater to kind of, I don't know what exactly the MQ-28 did, flight wise, but I think it's neat that they are flying it around out there in the Pacific with the EX. So when it comes to the CCA stuff, I mean, the future is kind of exciting. What does it hold for man fighters? Man, I don't know. But, for now, I think it's probably, dude, the most viable way to force multiply what we have. And the EX, I think, is probably one of the best airplanes positioned for it.
Yeah, and I think what's notable, because you kind of touched on it, is they're in the Philippines. It's a show of force.
Right.
Like the post and the social media and stuff like that, we're kind of tipping our hand going, here's our, here's kind of what we're going for. And there's two parts, right? When you get something new, it goes through developmental test, it goes through operational test, and then with operational test and kind of, it's like parallel, but after as well, you start getting into the weapons school where they start developing tactics and doing integration, stuff like that. This talked about they're out there developing tactics. I think they're testing tactics from what they've gotten through OTDT and testing them in a large force exercise in the areas of concern. Also, while demonstrating, they took the most mature, because it talked about Anduril and General Atomics, but this one is the most mature of them right now. So they're kind of going out there and kind of showing our allies, showing China, showing other contractors. Like it's a little bit of a demonstration, if you will, of what the capabilities are, because they're watching. I'm sure they got fishing boats out there.
Oh,
just
100%.
Getting every bit of information and data that they possibly can. And the new technology brings with it both good things and problems. And they're going to iron out the problems, because even though you have operational developmental test, you can't accurately simulate the chaos of an exercise like an exercise or war or combat or stuff. So this is kind of like their crawl, walk, run. They're in the kind of walking to running, jogging phase of this, depending on how they did it. They may have just like limited engagement and said, okay, we're only going to do it in this section or whatever. But I think it's exciting because, it means that we're taking advantage of the EX purchase, the collaborative aircraft purchase, the development of that. And I think you're going to see more of it. And I think the EX is a great platform for it. The F-35 is going to be a good platform for it too, but the EX specifically, because it can carry so many missiles, because of the fuel, because of, even the backseater, if you wanted to have somebody, because that's what everybody else is doing. The Su-57, they're putting a backseat in. The J-20, they're putting a backseat in. Like, it is going towards that. Yeah, it's going toward that crew concept where you've got, one person that flies and the other one is back there. And we've even seen the video. Remember, we've seen the video where they touch the screen like the alien in Independence Day, and like, hey, you die here, you die here. So I think it's fascinating to watch.
Yeah,
it's well beyond my understanding at this point and capability, because I'm a dinosaur now. That this is all cutting edge tech, which is going to have tactics that I've never even imagined.
Yeah, 100%. You bring up a good point. The MQ-28 and the new unmanned stuff they have coming up. I mean, testing them in a test environment is a lot different than putting them out there in an LFE, where I'm sure there's multi-services too. So, hey, how does this thing fit into working with the Navy, Air Force, right? Marines, stuff like that. So it's interesting, man. I don't want to go through the clearance process anymore, but it would have been kind of cool. It's kind of cool to think what they're thinking up as far as tactics with these kinds of weapons.
Send them all down range.
Yeah, dude. Everyone's hostile. Everyone hot. Go.
Yeah. I can't wait for the first blue on blue in training with this thing. Like, what? Who owes a keg?
Yeah, dude.
Or if you shoot one of your own CCAs down, do you owe a keg to
then it declares you hostile. It's like, oh no, the RE. We need to put something in the RE because ChatGPT. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to.
Yeah. You're right to push back.
Exactly. Yes. Dude. My bad.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
All right, let's see. From the audience, we've got Gray Squid says, of course, the F-15 needs a backseater. Who else is going to update Twitter when the pilot does cool stuff?
That's a fact.
I like it. Tiger Rose says the Ghost Bat was designed by Boeing for the RAF. Yeah, and weren't they the first ones to shoot the AMRAAM? I feel like we did a video on that. Crazy Pete says, Mover, I'm a dinosaur now. Welcome to the world of FEs. Yeah, flight engineers. And that is the show.
We made it. Look at that. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America. Belated birthday.
Belated, yeah.
Because we don't do the show on Saturdays. Because Gonky's off.
Dude, Mover's off. Gonky, Mover. Everybody was off. Yeah. Well,
Give you a little
cool.
Doug. Do you want to be a big Doug, Doug? Was that what you were trying to tell me?
You and I pretty much invented that layout together.
There you go. You're big Doug now.
Everybody gets to see the bug light in my house.
Yeah. All right, we'll put you back in the little Doug then.
Well, same time, same place next week, right?
Pending no further catastrophic house damage or charges from law enforcement or our own mishaps.
You'll be sporting the
high
speed low drag look, won't you?
Won't you?
Dude. Look at that. High speed
post drill mover on Monday.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Yeah, I know. You finally have to leave the office, man. Once a month, Mover comes out for 2 days.
I have to take this shirt off finally.
I have to put up with it.
It was starting to stick to my skin. It's bad.
Dude, you're saving laundry detergent, man. You're good.
I get to go stay in. So it's funny. It'll be 2 weekends in a row because I stayed in Mimo Actual's house. And now I get to go stay on base, which looks like Mima's house.
I'm jealous.
I hope we're on base.
I don't think it. No, I'll figure that out. Be on my list tomorrow.
Do you have a room at all?
No, I don't think so.
That's perfect.
I'm glad you brought that up because you know what? I actually don't think I do.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I'll sleep.
No, it makes me sad because I got to bring Luna to the dog sitter and got to deal with you.
Such is life.
Yeah. All right, people. Well, say goodbye to the beard, I guess.
Good night, everybody.
And good night to us. Oh, mental health minute. Organize your life. Gonky had some great advice for me because I'm like, dude, what do I do? And his mental health minute was that write a list.
Yeah, it's all right here, dude. Get you one of these, old girls. Nothing electronic about this bad boy. Got notes and crap all over it.
Yeah, make a list, and then once you accomplish your list, leave your office.
Leave the office. Yeah. Don't wait for next Monday.
Doug, do you have anything to say to us?
That was it.
Perfect.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
See
everybody.
you next week.
Thank you.